All right. So there's a few interesting things here. We have an announcement. Addition of playable characters coming mid-January. Now, and we're also getting an addition of a new chapter, which is great. I'm happy to see they've made an announcement, but just some things to note. And I'm not gonna say that all this free stuff isn't great. It is. It's great. I'm very thankful for all the free stuff. But I would like to remind people that the more free stuff we get, the less people are likely to spend money on this game. So, what I am hoping is that they somehow have seen my feedback, have heard other people's feedback that may or not have been similar, and now that they have the Steam version out, they're going to be able to really iron out a coherent schedule for new chapters and playable characters. So again, like all these, there's going to be 3,000 crystals free, 240 free draws, a guaranteed 5-star free draw, some kind of a New Year's gift. There's a bunch of campaigns. It looks like a co-op battle for. It just says co-op battle. New co-op battle. Let's. Can I make that bigger? Summon Bahamut. Okay, it had the other summons on it, so I was confused. But it looks like it's going to be Bahamut. New character quests. What the character quests are, those are the like those little side storylines where you get like the Cloud profile word thingies, stuff like that. Like there was a Cloud, a Tifa, and an Aerith one. That just shows some of their like side story stuff that we kind of already know about, but maybe not really. It was there. Those side stories are cute and kind of fun. So like that's cool. It's cool that we're getting like stuff like that intermittently. But that stuff again, like content updates like that, and like dungeons, and the little bit of story they've given us doesn't last very long. Um, which so it's like it's nice when we get it, but I would like to see it more, because that would definitely keep my interest in the game much higher. A bunch of these little side events, like this boss rush Clash of Vengeance, looks like it's going to be a bunch of bosses we've already fought. It could be interesting, but then again, it's just another event. It's probably some kind of a monotonous grind that you're just going to want to get over with and not think about. Kind of like the current events. I'm done both of the current events, and I just like I don't feel like doing them any further than I have to, because I don't find them very interesting or fun to do, especially that Christmas event. And it's annoying that you need to like use those tickets to collect the things, because I've already emptied the shops and I don't want to do the score thing anymore. I'm nowhere near hitting the 4.2 million or whatever you need for that item. So it's just annoying, like having to do that to remove the things just to collect the rewards, because like collecting those rewards is still worthwhile as there's a chance to get the weapons and whatnot. But yeah, ultimately, like these events, the events are fun for like the first 2 days, and then they're just obnoxious. Um, but what I really think is important to talk about here is from mid January. First off, I think it's funny that we're already getting a rerun event. I don't know if that's funny or concerning or what. I I think it's fucking silly that we're already getting a rerun event. But then again, they did just relaunch the game on Steam, and as I said, it's really bad for people to look at this game and start playing this game and realize they're 3 months behind and feeling like they missed out a lot on some of the events. So them starting to rerun events already could actually be a really good thing for the players that did miss out on the first 3 months. It'll get everybody caught up and feeling nice, and maybe they will commit to a decent schedule for new chapters and playable characters. Now, they didn't specify what the new chapters were going to be. They just showed a graphic that showed Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy Crisis Core, and Final Fantasy First Soldier. So they're probably not adding story for all three. They didn't specify. Considering the addition of playable characters, I'm assuming it's going to be at least Final Fantasy VII original bit of storyline where we'll get Yuffie, and then maybe a Crisis Core story where we'll get some kind of a Crisis Core related character. That would be a little more ideal and interesting than just getting two Final Fantasy VII original characters right off the rip. And it does say addition of playable characters. I'm a little concerned there because I think them adding two at a time is a terrible idea. However, if it's just this time, like they feel like the game has been boring and stale and they agree with maybe some of my feedback, and they would like to turn this game around, and they're thinking, all right, well, we'll release two this time, and then we'll go and release one. I still think that one character every month would be the ideal amount of time for us to build that character, to have two banners for that character. And I would like to remind people that I don't think that every character that comes out needs to come with 7 weapons. I think that's kind of silly, and that might be a little bit overwhelming for the development team. So if they see this by any chance or hear this feedback, we don't need 7 weapons for every character. All you need to do for each new character is make one base weapon, one, decent base weapon, maybe like a high damage crit weapon, and that, like the standard that all characters pretty much have, one of those, and then a banner weapon. That way they can build. We can, when we get this new character, we might get some duplicates of the crit weapon, and we will have the banner to focus on that weapon for that character. And then after 2 weeks passes, you do another banner for that new character. And then, like I said, every month, I think that should be the cycle. One new character with a banner and a costume for 2 weeks, and then another banner with another costume for 2 weeks. And then, on the other part of the banner, you do one of the characters that already exists. Hopefully not Aerith again for the 700th time, but you get the idea. So I'm a little concerned by seeing addition of playable characters, plural, and I don't want them to. I would rather have a new character every month rather than 2 characters every 2 or 3 months. That's again, it's way too long, and I think that's going to make players' interest in the game dwindle a lot more than it needs to. But yeah, a lot of this is great stuff. I'm not going to say I don't appreciate all the free stuff, because it's great for me to be able to play the game for free, but it's really not great for them who are trying to make money off of this game. So hopefully all this free stuff and these reruns is simply to try to get new players to the point where they feel like they're able to catch up and they develop interest in this game. And then from mid-January, I hope and I pray, please have a monthly schedule from that point on. One new character, and and then at least one new chapter a month. I still think 2 weeks is great for new chapters, but that could ruin that could not coincide with the addition of the playable characters. I'd imagine, so that might be problematic. So look, I'll take one new chapter a month. I'll take one new character a month. I think that is the ideal time frame for people to build that character, develop an interest, and to work on the two banners for that character, the two main weapons. We have tons of sub weapons and stat sticks that we don't need to worry about every character releasing with 17 fucking weapons. So if that's part of the development woes, is like, oh, well, now we need to develop 16 weapons for this character that comes out, don't. Just release one base weapon, two banner weapons, and then you can introduce some more weapons as time goes. Not every character needs to have 6 different weapons. It's cool that all of the base characters have all those extra weapons, but again, a lot of them are just turning into stat stick sub weapons for us, and most people are fixated more so on banner weapons in their main hands. So I think that would enable them to keep the game interest high, to keep the profitability high. Because again, I think people are going to be way less willing to invest time and time again into the same character when they could be saving their crystals or saving their money and investing into a new character entirely, which is going to feel way better in the long run. And again, 2-3 years down the line, if this game survives and is able to become more profitable and develop more interest, if this game survives 2 or 3 years with this coherent update schedule and they run out of stuff, at that point they can relax and slow the schedule down and just do the seasonal events, the fun, like, minor stuff. Because after players have already devoted or invested 2 years of time into collecting these characters, collecting the various weapons, they're going to feel better about just adding to their collection, just over boosting the various weapons, just getting more over time. And it's not going to feel as bad or as boring 2 years later. Whereas with the game just coming out, we have these lulls where it's like there's nothing to do other than these events, which again, like, are just kind of like a mindless grind. Every week you mindlessly grind for 2 days to clear this event, and then it's like I log in to spend my energy because I feel like I have to, but ultimately, like, I'm kind of just wasting my time playing this game because there's nothing actually new. But I think this is great. I think this is a great start. And I truly hope from mid-January they get back into a comfortable spot where they start announcing stuff, maybe do a live stream. I think a live stream will really get people's motivation, and just I think will just invigorate a lot of people. Like, they did one live stream and then they did one JP live stream, canceled the NA live stream, and they never went back to do it again. And I think that was just like a really bad look, in all honesty, and just really turned off a lot of people. But yeah, I think if they are able to do that and announce like an actual schedule moving forward for story and characters that will keep people totally invested and interested, knowing like every month we get this new thing and they have something to look forward to or something to save for, or whatever. So Square Enix, Applebot, the ball is in your court. To the players out there, hey, maybe we're about to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I can stop talking shit about your favorite game. Peace out, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Bye.